I'm Jim Downs, the CEO and founder of Blueprint CFO in Newport Beach, California. We're a different kind of accounting firm, one focused on the future. Most accountants, as you know, are historians. They tell you how you did in the past, but they really don't help you too much to determine how you can do better in the future. Our goal in partnering with our clients is to help them bring them accurate and timely financial information that's directed towards how they're performing currently, but more importantly, how they can do better in the future. We're launching our new podcast today. It's called Blueprint CFO Presents Future Focused Entrepreneurs. And the concept of our podcast, this is our first one, and it'll talk a little bit about my journey as an entrepreneur, but is to interview our clients and associates about their entrepreneurial journey, how they got into business in the first place, what kind of problems they encountered as they tried to launch their company, what things they did that were mistakes that maybe other people could learn from, what did they do that was good and that helped them achieve their financial goals with their business so far. I've been working in this industry for a long time, and I've heard a lot of stories, and I got this idea of doing this podcast just from listening to all the stories of our clients and how they started their business, which are very unique in virtually every company. My own journey started 20 years ago. I was a CFO of a technology company in Detroit, Michigan. And prior to that, before joining that firm, I was a CPA for 11 years in a CPA firm. When you're a full-time CFO at a company, you're going every day and working with the same people in the same office. And I just remembered how when I was a CPA, I really enjoyed having different clients and having different problems to solve for different people. So I decided to launch my own consulting firm. I really felt that it was a missing link for companies to not have a good financial person help them interpret their financials and provide them with data analytics around the things that they are doing that weren't working and that were working. I really felt that the accounting firms, the CPA firms, were the perfect person or the perfect resource to provide that kind of service to an entrepreneur, but that they are way too busy just doing tax returns and financial statements at the end of the year, and to really dig into how a company performs and how it could perform better into the future. So 20 years ago, I started Blueprint CFO. It wasn't called Blueprint CFO. It was called the Acumen Group in Detroit, Michigan. And the concept was mainly strategic guidance to entrepreneurs of how their business was doing and how it could do better, but we did not provide accounting services. We relied on the internal accounting department to provide us with the financial statements that we needed to do our work. I set up my company, and the company that I had left that was a technology firm had just won the Entrepreneurial of the Year award, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award in 2001. And I felt that because I was a major part of that company, that I would have a lot of people being interested in me helping them with their business. So I set up my website, I organized an office, I bought a bunch of furniture, I hired some people to help me, including salespeople. And I sat in my office and waited for the phone to ring, and it didn't ring. It never rang. It dawned on me after a while that I better get out and start selling, otherwise I was going to starve to death. So sometime along in those years, I switched over from thinking more about my expertise and what I could bring to the table for entrepreneurs to being involved in the marketing and business development. So over that time, we didn't do the accounting services though while I was in Michigan, and the company actually got dissolved in 2007. So Acumen Group was no longer in business. So I failed in effect. In 2007, you may remember, was the start of the recession. So I started doing turnarounds consulting. I was hired by a turnaround consulting firm in Michigan, and working with banks to help them with their customers that were feeling the effects of the recession and their sales had declined, and they needed to come up with a plan to determine how they could go forward and get back to being profitable again. I did that from 2007 to 2015, where at the end of that period, I was director of financial restructuring on the West Coast for KPMG, a Big Four CPA firm. But I really missed working with the smaller companies that were entrepreneurial driven. And I decided in 2014 to leave KPMG, and I joined an accounting service firm in California here. And I was there 2 years, and then I joined another accounting service firm. They were both interested in providing a CFO service to their clients. But they were basically tacking on the CFO on top of the accounting services. So it wasn't really the main direction, the main deliverable that the companies were offering to their clients. So I kind of came to the aha moment one day when I was in a sales meeting that really what they were selling was accounting services and not CFO. And I felt like the CFO was really important and should be the main driver of the service that would be provided to the clients. So in October of 2019, even though I didn't want to be an entrepreneur, I'd rather much be just an employee, I started Blueprint CFO. And it was myself and a part-time controller. We started with a couple of clients. And lo and behold, we went through COVID. And here we are in 2023. We are now 5 CFOs and 10 accountants. And we have been nominated as one of the fastest growing startups in Orange County by a major business organization here in Orange County. So, it went from a disaster, been very humiliating and humbling, to a success at this point, and we're continuing hopefully to keep growing. But that's just a story that I have. I mean, there's all of our clients have stories like that, where they started out doing one thing and found out that didn't work, but they still wanted to be an entrepreneur, and they ended up doing something different. And now they're successful in doing that. So I think we can all learn from these stories that if you have an idea and you think you're bringing value to a consumer or to a business, that you have to be patient and persistent. So patience is, it may not happen right away. For us, I think fractional CFO in 2000 wasn't really something that people were interested in. But today, a lot of people are looking for fractional CFO help. We have companies reaching out to us through our website looking for a fractional CFO. So it could be a timing issue that you have. You need to be thinking about, making sure that before you actually get to where you want to get to, that maybe you need to do something a little different in order to create revenue so that you can continue going after your goal. So with our first, that's all about me. And, I'm still a work in process myself. So we'll keep you tuned on that. But our next podcast will be on February 10th. We're going to be interviewing Dustin Geiger. He's from 630 Bikes, and Dustin sells Dream Beach Cruiser bicycles and electric bikes. And he has a great story to tell about his business. And, he's going to be my first guest. And then we're going to be trying to do this every couple of weeks with another business to kind of to get the word out about entrepreneurial issues and things that you should be doing in your business to help you be more successful. And I think, one of the major things you'll hear from our clients is pay attention to your data. So a lot of entrepreneurs run their business without a written plan and without any kind of analytics. And even for me and my company, I discovered recently some things that were going on. And when I looked at the data, that I was surprised at, and I'm a data guy. So that'll be the kind of the thrust of the whole thing is, you don't do things from your gut instinct, because it could lead you down a path that is of disaster, actually, where you could actually go out of business, but more likely that you just underperform and won't achieve your financial goals. So I look forward to seeing you all again on our next podcast on February 10th at 12:15 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you very much and see you soon.